Islam, Moors. Islam, Islam, Islam. First we rise, give complete and perfect praise to Allah, the author, creator, the governor of the world, almighty, eternally incomprehensible. We extend honors to his prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, who is the last prophet in these days. We extend honors to Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius, all past and present leaders of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Give honors to the flags making us Moorish American. Give honors to the charter bearing the 10 wonders of the world that gives us the authority to propagate the faith of the great prophet Ali in America and extend the learnings. Give honors to the city of Atlanta, our brother man and friend, the Grand Governor, Haru Ranesiel, his family, all of you Moors here that are in attendance, and all the Asiatics and all things Moorish. So Islam, like I said, it's that's a humbling introduction, hearing the brothers say all that stuff. That is a lot of things that we've done over the years. But I really just want to focus on the Prophet's divine plan of the ages. I think this is a beautiful demonstration. It's sincerely, to come to Atlanta, to see so many Asiatics come together to celebrate the Prophet, and despite our difference of beliefs, despite of many different religions that may exist, we can still come together in the spirit of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. But I just want to just leave with the Prophet's divine plan of the ages and ensure that in 2020, as the brother spoke to, this being the year of clarity, let's move in the spirit of the Prophet's plan. So the Prophet's divine plan of the ages consisted of 4 primary things. Just kind of to generalize it. The first thing was adhering to our divine creed and our religion of Islamism. It's very, very important that we all live by love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That will end all religious controversy. Those are the 5 highest principles known to man. If we focus on those principles, and we can resolve any conflict that may exist out in the world because we live by principles. And adhering to that, as well as our religion of Islamism. That is simply the old-time religion, and we manifest in peace through our actions, words, and deeds. So that's the first component that we should all ensure that we're focusing on as we sincerely want to come here to honor Noble Drew Ali. The second part is realizing that Allah and man are one. That's it. Allah and man are one. I think I've heard that a lot tonight. I think it's obvious. A lot of people realize that, but we need to make sure that we move in the spirit of Allah, knowing that Allah and man truly are one. There is no heaven in the hell, no heaven in the sky, no hell in the ground that you're going to go to. You have to save yourself by simply being yourself and focusing on the lessons that our Prophet brought. So, and the strategies to make sure that we improve that relationship with Allah and man that we like to welcome and encourage everyone to do is ensure that you're taking time out of your days to meditate. That's right. Make sure that you're eating healthy, keeping your hearts and your minds filled with love and your bodies clean with water, and just being conscious of who you're surrounding yourself with, who you're talking to. Let's make sure that we realize Allah and man are one. So let's move like that. The third part would be truthful education. We need to focus on truthful education, starting with ourselves and to our children and to our posterity. So there's a lot of things that can be done. There's legislation we can pass. We need to get active in the community. There's a lot of things. I don't have the time to really go in detail. Oh, go ahead. All right, Islam. Just a little bit. On the truthful education part, particularly, I just want to speak to, as it relates to issues that I see here in Atlanta. Just got to say it like it is. This sexual immorality, this homosexual thing. I don't know if y'all are aware, but I actually was in the news worldwide because I made a comment about homosexuality in Virginia. And the first people that came to my defense to stand and honor me were Temple 19 here in Atlanta. And I sincerely appreciate you all for recognizing that that is a sincere issue that we have in our society. It's simply a mental illness, and it needs to be treated as such. So we all need to be a little more patient and understanding with our brothers and sisters, and understanding that they have an undiagnosed and untreated mental illness that has ran rampant. And from what I seen 20 years ago, when I used to ride and we used to run in the Freaknik going on in downtown, okay? As a child, I used to see stuff like that. It seems like it got a little out of hand. So let's make sure we be patient with our brothers and sisters. But don't be afraid to talk about it and address it for what it is. Because it seems like it's something people shy away from. And according to the Moorish Science of America and our teachings, we advocate husband and wife. We support, husbands support your wives and children. Wives will be your husband, take care of your children, and got the duties of the household. So if you really get into the lessons and make your meetings and listen to your Grand Sheikh, study your Quran, definitely you'll find the lessons in the Quran that can help you understand that. So, and the fourth thing is the Moorish Uplifting Fund. It takes finance to uplift the nation. Let's make sure this year, let's focus on some finance. Let's ensure that You are paying your dues, making your meetings, subscribe as much as you're able, being industrious. It takes finance to uplift the nation. We're not talking about just fiat. We're talking about the management of large sums of money and people. So we're going to need more Americans active in the temples, taking positions, doing the work, just doing what's necessary. So I just want to encourage everybody to keep being yourselves. I love you, Moors. You know, I definitely plan on coming back, spending more time here, getting to know everybody, and just seeing how I can assist with what needs to be done here. But just know that you, just like you have a lot of Moors here that are active, we active all around the country. So just like we here in Atlanta, I encourage and invite all of you all to come to Virginia. I invite all you all to come to Chicago. Let's really, this year, let's work together. Don't allow so-called grand bodies or different ideologies to divide us. We are family, we are one. And before I close, I got one more thing I want to do, and I'm going to need the Moors' help on this. I want to go over the divine covenant, the covenant, the holy covenant of the Asiatic nation. Because we got to know that the covenant is for the Asiatic nation. It's not just for Moorish Americans. It's for all of us. So for those that do know the covenant, I'm going to need y'all help in going over it. If you don't know it, then just listen. But we're going to recite the holy covenant of the Asiatic nation. So, y'all ready? Islam. You are the children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother have given you, suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in thy father's house. And when ye are separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brother is in adversity, assist him. If thy sister is in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all, and your love to each other. Islam. Now look, that's a universal covenant. That's right, Mom. Y'all see we hold it down in Virginia. You live by it in Atlanta. You go to Chicago. You go anywhere in the world, that covenant is what we all share. That's right. And the covenant is a formal agreement in which how we are to live and function amongst each other as the Asiatic nation states in North America. Islam. So with that, I say peace. I love y'all more. Keep up the mighty work. And Islam. Peace and love. Islam. Islam.
حي على الصلاة الله أكبر